How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well and looking after yourselves. Mr. Boulder here with the first of a series of videos I've been thinking about doing for a while. Going to be going through my favourite albums of each year. And I'm starting with the 1990s. I'm going to do the 80s and some other decades as well. But for this series, I've decided to start with the 90s. So today is my top 25 albums of 1990. Tons of great stuff come out this year. I think I've got about 30 plus albums from this year, but I'm just going to do the top 25 because this would have taken forever to do otherwise. So without any further ado, let's get into it. The top 25 albums, or my top 25 albums of 1990. Starting off with at number 25 is Thunder. This is Backstreet Symphony. This is their debut. Great stuff here. Half of this album is like part of the playlist on Planet Rock here in the UK, the national digital radio station. Great songs on this one. Dirty Love, brilliant track. Absolutely love that. High Ground's a great track. The title track, Backstreet Symphony. Love Walked In. Girl's Gonna Have Her Head, and a cover right at the end of the Spencer Davis group, Give Me Some Lovin'. Great album. Fantastic debut from Thunder. So that's number 25 in the list. Number 24 is Creator's Coma of Souls. This is a great album. This is the recent reissue, 3LP set on red vinyl. Yeah, it took me a while to grab this one. I only grabbed it a couple of years ago. Yeah, good stuff on here. Title track's fantastic. People of the Lie as well is a brilliant track. Terror Zone, Twisted Edges, Hidden Dictator, Mental Slavery. Probably my least favourite of the early Creators releases, but that doesn't say anything bad about this. This is still an outstanding release. Excellent thrash metal from the Germans. Creators' Coma of Souls comes in at number 24 on the list. Number 23, some homegrown thrash now. For Whose Advantage, Zentrix. Yeah, another great album. Another band I was fairly late to. Didn't start listening to these guys until about 5 years ago. Brilliant album. Not easy to come by, this one on vinyl. Title track's fantastic. Questions is great as well. False Ideals. The Bitter End, Desperate Remedies. Kept in the Dark. Some great thrash from here in the UK. A band that I think didn't get as big as they should have been. They're still about now. They put out a new album a couple of years ago called Bury the Pain, which is really good. But if you're not familiar with this one, definitely worth hunting down and checking out as far as I'm concerned. That's Zentrix for Whose Advantage. Number 22, some more homegrown death metal here. This is Napalm Death and Harmony Corruption. Started out as a grindcore band. This is definitely more in line with death metal than grindcore, though. I think this is recorded at Morris Sound, hence the sort of death metal sound to it. Brilliant stuff on here. Suffer the Children. Everyone knows that track. If the Truth Be Known. Unfit Earth, Malicious Intent, Circle of Hypocrisy, The Chains That Bind Us. Tons of great songs on this one. This is a lot of people's go-to Napalm album. Have to agree with the majority, I must say. It's definitely one of their better ones, if not the best. Fantastic stuff. Napalm Death. Brilliant stuff. This has recently been reissued, but I'm very lucky to have an OG copy of Exordis Slaughter in the Vatican. Brilliant stuff here. You can definitely hear where Phil Anselmo from Pantera was influenced by on this album. The vocal stylings on this, he very much borrowed heavily from, as far as I'm concerned. Thrash metal, kind of a bit of death metal in there as well. Excellent stuff. Not easy to come by this on CD or vinyl, to be honest. Brilliant stuff on here, though. The riffs are fantastic. Death in Vain, Homicide, Desecrator. The Tragic Period, Legions of Death, Slaughter in the Vatican, the title track, fantastic stuff. Another band that really should have gone on to be much bigger as they were, as far as I'm concerned. Fantastic album. It's in the top 25 of the year. Into the top 20, and an album that doesn't get a lot of love, actually. Don't know why. I think it's great. I mean, yeah, it's definitely different from the heavily glam metal night songs from 1986. There's a lot of blues in this, and even quite a bit of country as well. But I really like it. It's a really, really good album. Another one that's not easy to come by on vinyl. The More Things Change is brilliant. I love that opening track. Love's Got Me Doing Time. Shelter Me is great. One for Rock and Roll. Sick of the Cure. Dead Man's Road. Winds of Change. It's a really, really good album. I think it's very underrated. If you kind of dismissed this back in the day, I'd strongly urge you to go back and give it another listen. Good stuff. It's not as good as Night Songs or the follow-up Long Cold Winter. But Heartbreak Station is a really good album, I think, and quite underrated, to be fair. Number 19, Slaughter's Stick It To You. With a name like Slaughter, if you're not familiar with these guys, you're probably expecting a death metal band, but this is very much pop metal, glam metal from back in the day. There is another heavy band called Slaughter. I think they're from Canada, actually. But this is the hard rock glam metal Slaughter, featuring Mark Slaughter and Vinnie Vincent, Invasion bandmate Dana Strum. Brilliant album cover. I love that cover. It's really, really good. A ton of great, slickly produced pop metal on this one. Eye to Eye, Up All Night. Up All Night is absolutely fantastic. It's my favourite Slaughter song. Spend My Life, She Wants More, Fly to the Angels, fantastic power ballad. Mad About You, That's Not Enough, You Are the One. Loaded Gun. Great vocals from Mark Slaughter. He's got a seriously good range. Some nice guitar riffing from Tim Kelly. Rest in peace. He passed away a long time ago in 1998. Excellent hard rock, glam metal. More hard rock, really. From Slaughter, their debut, Stick It To You. Love this album. Brilliant stuff. Number 18, not going to talk about it too much because I only did the Maiden video last week, but No Prayer for the Dying. Yeah, not as good as the sort of 4 or 5 albums that come before it, but still a lot of good stuff on this one, and I think it's underrated. Tail Gunner, Holy Smoke, Hooks in You, and the very, very underrated Mother Russia right at the end. Maiden's No Prayer for the Dying, that's number 18. Number 17, some more pop metal, glam metal, hard rock, Wingers, In the Heart of the Young. These guys got a lot of stick back in the day, but they're all absolutely fantastic musicians. This is a perfect pop metal. Brilliant stuff. So many good songs on this one. Can't get enough. Loosen Up. Miles Away, Easy Come, Easy Go. Under One Condition, Little Dirty Blonde, Baptized by Fire. Fantastic album. A really easy listen. These guys know how to write really catchy songs. Great vocal melodies. Yeah, all round very, very good band. Underrated. They've got a lot of stick over the years, partly due to Beavis and Butthead bashing them left, right and centre. But a very underrated band, I think, and this is a fantastic album. That's Wingers, In the Heart of the Young. Some thrash now. Forbidden's Twisted Into Form, number 16 in the list. Brilliant stuff. Featuring Paul Bostaff on drums, who after this went on to join Slayer. Russ Anderson on vocals, love his voice. Fantastic thrash metal album this. Out of Body, what was it, Out of Body? Out of Body, Out of Mind. Brilliant song, one of my favourite thrash songs. Step by Step, Infinite. Tossed Away, One Foot in Hell. Twisted Into Form. Brilliant thrash. Another band that weren't as big as they should have been as far as I'm concerned. This and their debut, Forbidden Evil, are really good. I think they're actually back together at the moment, making a new album. I hope so, because these guys are underrated. Should have been bigger than they were. But this is a fantastic thrash metal. Forbidden's Twisted Into Form. Excellent stuff. Number 15 is Sleaze Bees, and this is Screwed, Blued and Tattooed. Yeah, glam metal. I think this was actually recorded in 1988, but for some reason wasn't released until 1990, which is a shame, because if it came out at the time it was recorded, it probably would have been much bigger. Of course, by 1990, you're getting towards the tail end of the whole glam metal scene. But this is an amazing album. I think these guys are from Holland, if my memory's correct. I might be wrong on that though, so feel free to correct me in the comments if I've got it wrong. A brilliant album, packed with loads of great songs. Rockin' the Western World, House on Fire, Screwed, Blued and Tattooed, Stranger Than Paradise, Damned If You Do, Damned If We Don't. That side A is all killer, no filler. And you got Hearts Die Young this time. Don't Talk About Roses, stuff like that. Brilliant songs, absolutely great. Yeah, this was a blind buy when I bought this. So it's just, it's like they look like my kind of thing. Glam metal from back in the day, and it absolutely does not disappoint. Screwed, Blued and Tattooed from Sleaze Bees. That is a fantastic slice of hard rock glam metal. If you're into that style of music and you're missing this one, I highly recommend you go and grab it, because it's definitely worth your time. Alice in Chains, Facelift. I've made no secret before of my fact that I absolutely love this band. And this debut hits the ground running. Brilliant stuff. Lane Staley and Mike Starr, obviously not with us anymore. May they both rest in peace. Fantastic album, this. My favourite of the grunge bands from back in the day. Although I have to say, as far as grunge goes, I think these guys had a lot more metal in them than the rest of the grunge bands from back in the day. And if they weren't from Seattle, it does make you wonder if they would have actually been sort of considered a grunge band. But great songs on this. Great vocals from Lane Staley. Fantastic vocal melodies and harmonies, because Jerry Cantrell and Lane really did work well together. Man in the Box, We Die Young, Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak, Love Hate Love, It Ain't Like That, Sunshine, Confusion, I Know Something About You. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic debut from Alice in Chains, Facelift. Definitely worth your time if you haven't grabbed this one for some reason. Absolutely amazing album. Judas Priest, Painkiller. Of course this was going to be on the list. This is the last album they made before Rob Halford quit in 1992. This is a massive improvement on Ram It Down from 2 years before, which is a horrible album. But Painkiller is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love this album. The title track, one of the best heavy metal songs ever recorded, as far as I'm concerned. If someone come up to me and asked me to sum up heavy metal in one song, what would I suggest to them? I would definitely suggest Judas Priest, Painkiller. Amazing song, fantastic guitar riffs, great sweeping arpeggio solos. Drums are great from Scott Travis, his first album with the band, just brilliant. What else have we got on here? Can't read it quite so clearly in the plastic. That's because the bloody track listing's down here. Hell Patrol is great. Metal Meltdown, Nightcrawler, Between the Hammer and the Anvil, Touch of Evil, One Shot of Glory. Great album. No bad songs on it at all. Fantastic stuff. An Essential Priest album, right up with Screaming for Vengeance, as far as I'm concerned, as an Essential Priest album. Brilliant stuff. Painkiller, absolutely essential to your collection. Right, number 12. Pantera's Cowboys from Hell. These guys were big on the glam before this one. They turned up the heaviness and got a lot more famous for it. I actually really liked the albums that come before this, all the glam Pantera stuff. But this is a great album. I spun this loads back in about 92, 93, because I didn't discover Pantera till Vulgar Display of Power. Got this one afterwards. Great stuff. Domination, Cowboys from Hell. Not too fussed on Primal Concrete Sledge. But you got Cemetery Gates, Clash of Reality, Shattered Medicine Man, Message in Blood, The Art of Shredding. Other than Primal Concrete Sledge. The rest of it's all killer. Brilliant stuff. A fantastic album. I had this originally years ago in the original press Can't remember what happened to it. This is a reissue. Fantastic stuff though. Pantera's Cowboys from Hell. Brilliant album. Number 11. A band that's very, very late to the party. Some homegrown death metal from here in the UK. Cancers to the gory end. I've known about these guys for years, but never got around to getting the albums. Well, not so much a case of that. More a case of they're bloody hard to come by. Originals go for serious money, both on CD and vinyl. It's a reissue from last year. Fantastic death metal, great riffing on this. Some really classic songs as far as I'm concerned. Bloodbath, Cancer fucking Cancer, Into the Acid, To the Gory End, Body Count, Sentence, Die Die. Essential UK death metal here. If, like me, you've been sleeping on these guys for a long time, I strongly recommend that you get off your ass and grab it, because I waited far too long. But I got there in the end, you know. I only heard it 29 years after it first came out. 30 years even, you know. Better late than never, I guess, right? Right, into the top 10. Thanks for sticking with me. This is quite a long video. Wet Whistle. Number 10. Death metal from Florida. Obituary's Cause of Death. This is probably my favourite Obituary album, to be honest. Killer guitar tone on this album. Guitar sounds so heavy. Drums are great from Donald Hardy and John Hardy's vocals. One of the most recognisable voices in death metal as far as I'm concerned. This is packed front to back, great songs. Body Bag, Chopped in Half, a great cover of Celtic Frost, Circle of the Tyrants. Dying, Find Your Eyes, Cause of Death, Turned Inside Out, etc, etc. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. Number 10 on the list from 1990. Essential death metal from Florida in the US. As far as I'm concerned, their best album, Obituary's Cause of Death. Killer stuff. Number 9. Some serious glam metal here. Warrant's Cherry Pie. Another fantastic song. Rest in peace, Janie Lane. He died way too young. Guy knew how to write a killer hook. He really did. Fantastic songwriter. Good vocals. Musicianship here is nothing to write home about, but it's all good. The songs are catchy as anything. It's a great album. Probably good I'm coming out a couple of years earlier, because the arse was about to fall out of the whole hair metal genre. But a ton of great stuff on there. The best song here is actually Uncle Tom's Cabin. That was what the album was originally going to be called before the record company stepped in. Title track, Cherry Pie, I like. I Saw Red's a fantastic ballad. Bed of Roses, Sure Feel Good to Me. Love in Stereo. Mr. Rainmaker, Train. Great stuff. Again, not one that's you see about loads and loads. But I grabbed this years ago for only about 8 or 9 quid. And yeah, it's a great album. Warrant's Cherry Pie. Brilliant stuff. Pop metal perfection. Number 8. Back to Florida for some absolutely outstanding death metal. This is brutal stuff. I was talking with my mate Josh Keach in the week about Deicide. He's doing his homework on a lot of this old school death metal at the moment. On a quick side note, if you're not familiar with Josh, I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description of this video. Go and check him out. He's a good guy with good music taste. Great guitar player as well. Make sure you drop by and give him a sub. Yeah, we were talking about this album in the week. Fantastic songs on this. Lunatic of God's Creation, Dead by Dawn, Sacrificial Suicide, Carnage in the Temple of the Damned. Title tracks, yeah, fantastic. Crucifixion, essential death metal album. This is absolutely punishing. When you want something really nasty, really fast, really brutal, really heavy, you really can't go wrong with Deicide's debut. This is such a good album. This should be in any extreme metal collection. Yeah, it's fantastic. So good. I absolutely love this album. Deicide self-titled, obviously from 1990. So I keep looking down. I'm just looking at my notes. Number 7. One that you really don't see very often on vinyl. Very, very lucky to have this. From the ashes of Dokken, Lynch Mob. Obviously George Lynch and Mick Brown, both from Dokken. This is hair metal, hard rock, glam metal, whatever you want to call it. An album packed with absolutely brilliant songs. George Lynch as a guitar player. If you're into guitars, or you're a guitar player, I should say, you'll know who George Lynch is. He is an absolute beast on the 6 string. Amazing songs on this. I think this is Onnie Logan on vocals, if my memory's right. Title track, Wicked Sensations, brilliant. River of Love, Sweet Sister Mercy, All I Want, Hell Child, She's So Evil But She's Mine. Side A, there's not a bad song there. And you've got Dance of the Dogs, Rain, No Better Roses, For a Million Years, Street Fighting Man. Absolutely amazing album. Again, another one, if this dropped in 87, it would have gone on to sell a lot more. But by the time 1990 comes around, there's a little bit late to the party, but fantastic album. Yeah, don't see this one on vinyl very often. I'm very, very lucky to have this. Essential Stuff, brilliant, brilliant album. Yeah, if you've not got this for some reason, you're into this kind of thing, then make sure you go and grab it because it's absolutely fantastic. Number 6, Extremes Pornography. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Everybody knows More Than Words from this album. I think that was a number 2 single here in the UK back in the day. And I do like the song, to be honest. I don't dislike it at all. And there's a couple of other ballady ones in here, like Wholehearted. Can't remember the name of the other one. Song for Love. But there's some really good rockers on this as well. Decadence Dance, When I'm President, Get the Funk Out. That was another big single. One of my other favourites, or probably my favourite from this though, is It's a Monster, the first song on side 2. Guitar riff on this is fantastic. On the whole thing, Nuno Bettencourt, absolutely amazing guitar player. He really is. As far as the rest of the music on this album goes, the drums and the bass, they're okay, but Nuno's definitely the star here. Love Gary Chirone's vocals. Brilliant album. I actually thought this was their first album until I got until like the internet came around years later. And I found out they had another album out before this, but this is outstanding. Extremes Pornography from 1990. Hard rock, bit of funk in there. Amazing guitar work from Nuno Bettencourt. Brilliant stuff. That's number 6 on the list. Into the top 5 now. Over to Canada for some thrash. Annihilators, Never Never Land. Outstanding stuff. Randy Rampage Was Gone. Coven Far comes in. I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, brilliant. I mean, I'm a guitar player and I just love Jeff Waters. His riffing is so good and his solos are fantastic. And the rest of the musicians on this album are also of very, very high quality. And tons of great songs on this one. The Fun Palace, Road to Ruin, 6 and 7, Stonewall, Never Never Land. Side A is perfect. Imperial Eyes, Craft Dinner. What a weird title. What a weird subject, I should say, for a song. Phantasmagoria, Reduced to Ash, I'm in Command. Not a bad song on it. It's a 10 out of 10 album. It's absolutely fantastic. Not quite as good as the debut, Alice in Hell, but it's not that far behind in the slightest. It's absolutely brilliant thrash from Canada. Annihilator's Never Never Land, an absolutely outstanding album. Number 4. Ratt's Detonator, an underrated album, I think. Everyone always talks about the first 2 Ratt albums, but this one's brilliant. A ton of great stuff on this. Where are we at? Shame, 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 Loving You's a Dirty Job. One Step Away, Hard Time. Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. Can't Wait on Love, Giving Yourself Away, Top Secret. Brilliant album. There's not a bad song on this. Again, as far as I'm concerned, it's a perfect album. Yeah, this is so good. Love Stephen Pearce's vocals. Warren DeMartini is an amazing lead guitar player. Great solos on this. And good riffs as well. Fantastic stuff. Ratt's Detonator is number 4. So now we're into the top 3. And if I'm completely honest, any of these 3 could have been number 1. They are all flawless, perfect albums. So it just comes down to which one you slightly prefer over the others. So number 3 is Spiritual Healing by Death. Chuck Schuldiner, just an absolute legend in my eyes. The whole reason that I tuned down to D is because Chuck did it, and if it was good enough for Chuck, it's good enough for me. Death got so many fantastic albums behind them, and this is no exception. There's not a bad song on it. Bill Andrews on drums, Terry Butler on bass, James Murphy on lead guitar. So if you like your lead guitar, you'll love the stuff on this. It's absolutely fantastic, brilliant stuff. To me, Death, the band that just got better as they went on. This is such a good album. Living Monstrosity, Altering the Future, the defensive personalities within the mind, Sign Day is absolutely flawless. Spiritual Healing, Genetic Reconstruction, Killing Spree, absolutely outstanding. Yeah, there's no such thing as a bad Death album, and this is a fantastic one. It's just so good. An album I've listened to so many times over the years and can just listen to it over and over again and not get bored. Death, Spiritual Healing, their third album, absolutely fantastic. Number 3 in the list. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Number 2, Slayer's Seasons in the Abyss. It's the best Slayer album for me. It's just great. Dave Lombardo on the kit, so you know the drums is going to be all good. Brilliant sort of riffing on this album as well. Absolutely packed front to back classic songs. Starts for War Assemble, one of my favourite Slayer songs without a doubt. This has got Dead Skin Mask on it, which is the song about the serial killer Ed Gein. Title track, Scenes in the Abyss, is fantastic. Born of Fire, Spirit in Black, Hollow Point, etc, etc, etc. There's not a bad song on this album. It's absolutely perfect. Outstanding release. It really, really is. Yeah, there's nothing else I can say about it, to be honest. It's just a fantastic album. Brilliant thrash metal. From California in the United States of America. That is Slayer, Season in the Abyss at number 2. An absolutely flawless album. And now time for number 1. This is an album I've listened to so many times over the years. Absolutely outstanding. Megadeth's Rust in Peace. Much like Chuck's Schuldiner being the reason that I play in D tuning, the reason I actually picked up a guitar was because of Dave Mustaine, and particularly the song Holy Wars. I remember seeing the video back in about 1994 on TV, on Noisy Mothers, which was a TV programme here in the UK. It was the only outlet you had for watching metal videos and rock videos in the UK at the time before the internet. The Holy Wars video was on there, and I was sold. I wanted to play guitar after that, and that's why I played Jackson Flying V as well, because of that's what Dave was playing at the time. But back to the album, not a bad song on it, absolutely fantastic. The guitar soloing and the guitar riffing on this album is phenomenal. Nick Menza, rest in peace, on the drums, does a brilliant job. Dave Ellison's bass sounds great. I love the mix of this album. I love everything about it. It's just perfect. Yeah, Holy Wars, Hangar 18. Take No Prisoners, Fire Magic, Side A, all killer. Poison was the cure. Lucretia, Tornado Souls, Dawn Patrol, and Rust in Peace, Polaris. Perfect, absolutely perfect. My favourite album, 1990, and one of my favourite metal albums of all time. I was going to say thrash metal, but no, across all genres, one of my favourite metal albums ever. Absolutely outstanding. A perfect, perfect album. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Megadeth's Rust in Peace. It's my number 1 album from 1990. Brilliant stuff. I would say go and check it out. Let's face it, you know this album if you're watching this video more than likely. Perfect album. Great stuff. Megadeth's Rust in Peace. Number 1. Right, guys, that is it for this week. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end if you made it towards the end. I'm closing in on 200 subscribers, so if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, then please do consider hitting the subscribe button and subscribing to the channel. Thanks to everyone, as always, who gets in touch, watches the videos, likes, comments. Let me know what you think of my list. What are your favourite albums from this year? Yeah, that's all I've got to say for this week. Once again, yeah, if you're watching the videos and you do enjoy them, please do subscribe. It'd be great to hit 200 subs. I will see you next week. Probably CD update next week. Just waiting for a couple of bits to turn up in the post. There should be by midweek. Right, cheers guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for sticking around towards the end, and I'll catch up with you next week. Look after yourselves and take care. Goodbye.